we took the program a long way from where it was when we first started, when we got there our freshman year. By the end of my senior year, we had a conference title, the first ever conference title in school history, the first regional berth in school history, and we were our senior class was the winningest class in Mount baseball history. So hopefully we were able to turn the tides a little bit for Mount baseball, and that the next few years they can kind of continue that, and maybe someday there'll be a powerhouse like the football team. We'll see. So,
tell you what they've done on the football field is pretty awesome. Here in Oregon, we have Linfield, who is also on the D3 scheme of things.
Yep.
In fact, Linfield is the only other team besides Mount Union and Wisconsin Whitewater since 2004 to win a national championship.
Sure. Yeah. Yep, that's right. And from what I understand too, I mean, Linfield's also they've got a good a baseball program too. Their Linfield baseball is very strong.
It is very strong.
Yep.
So we are here today to talk about Baseballism. Baseballism, so out of Portland, Oregon. They've been a supporter and a sponsor of the show pretty much from the get-go. And tell us a little bit about Baseballisms. Tell us a little bit behind the philosophy of you guys.
So Baseballism's really, it's founded upon a lot of the core principles of the game. It was started as a youth baseball camp. It was run by the four owners, the current owners of the company. And they were just ball players at Oregon. They were teammates, good friends, and they wanted to run a youth baseball camp, named it Baseballism. And that's where it started. They ran a great camp. They ran it for a couple years, and then they decided they needed to move on. And so they took a little bit of a leave from Baseballism and went out and got other jobs, reunited a few years later. And then it started to really take off again in 2012 and 2013. And now it is where it is today. And really it's based upon the class, integrity, and history of the game.
And they've really taken off. The last couple of years, they've really started to spread their wings. They've opened up in Cooperstown, they've opened up in Atlanta, and now Scottsdale. Sure. And so what is behind, so they're not going to open up just anywhere. They're not going to put a store in necessarily like San Diego. What is behind when they look at to open up a new place? What do they do?
So basically, just a real brief strategy is that we want to be in all the baseball meccas. So obviously Cooperstown is one of those because of the Baseball Hall of Fame. Then there's Scottsdale, Arizona, and that's right in the heart of the Cactus League. And the Giants, they train in basically our backyard of that store. It's it's a 5-minute walk. So that's a real heavy baseball area. Lake Point, which is in Emerson, Georgia. We're there because of there's a giant, it's a very large baseball. Well, it's a baseball complex. It's really a sports complex. There's a bunch of different sports out there. And it's going to be pretty much, it'll be the biggest tournament complex in the nation. So that's the reason that we're out there. And then, we have a presence in Omaha, during the College World Series. And hopefully in the near future, areas like Southern California, Florida, or like Williamsport for the Little League World Series.
Right.
All of those are, they're areas that we have our eye on a little bit, because, there's a lot of people there, and those people love baseball. And that's our type of crowd.
So who is the brain trust of the operation? I mean, so you got, your Baseball America and Apple Pie, you've got the different shirts with the sayings, you've got the original Flagman logo. So who's the one that comes up with all these?
So really, I mean, like I said, there's 4 owners to the company. One of them runs the finance, and he does our books. The other one, he runs like our customer service and anything we have to do legally. And then the other 2, we have a VP of sales, and he kind of heads most of the projects, like our move to Scottsdale, we're putting in that store, and he's kind of the head of that operation. And then lastly, Travis, he comes up with most of the designs. I mean, they talk about it amongst themselves, but he's most of the brains behind the designs that you see on the shirts, or everything on social media that you see. That's him. So they really work together well, because they each have their own specialty, and they're very good at each of those. So it makes for a really good team.
So how's the store done in Cooperstown?
The store in Cooperstown's been awesome. We opened in May of 2014, and we had a great year. There were, basically the way Cooperstown works is there's Cooperstown Dreams Park, and then there's also All-Star Village. Both of them are tournaments. Cooperstown Dreams Park is the closest. They're youth tournaments. Over 100 different teams per week for 13 weeks over the summer go to Cooperstown Dreams Park for that tournament. And then there's another 30 to 50. It kind of fluctuates to go to All-Star Village. And then the tourists on top of that. And we also have Hall of Fame weekend in July, which is a huge weekend. So it makes for an extremely busy summer. It's a lot of hard work, but it's a lot of fun too. And, we really enjoy getting to meet all the tourists. And, sometimes a Hall of Famer walks through the door. And that's always, it's an honor to meet your Randy Johnsons or Tom Glavines of the world. And then, Cooperstown, it's got a lot of class too. So it's a cool town to be in for sure.
So being a baseball guy and managing the store in Cooperstown, has there been, I know that there's been a couple, but what one guy, Hall of Famer, has walked through your doors and you were like, oh my gosh, that is such and such?
Sure. There's been a handful. Like I said, I've already mentioned Tom Glavine. Let's see. There's also been Rod Carew, Raleigh Fingers. But the one that really does stick out in my mind is Randy Johnson, because he came in the dead of winter last year. It was a kind of a sleepy day in Cooperstown. There wasn't a whole lot going on. The tournaments were over. And he had just been voted into the Hall of Fame. And he was there for a weekend. And next thing I knew, Randy Johnson was ducking his big head through the doorway, all 6'10" of him. And that was definitely a shock. I wasn't ready to see Randy that day. So it was really an honor to meet him for sure.
So what did you do? Did he purchase anything? Is he a fan of Baseballism now?
Yeah. He came in. He purchased some things. His son plays ball at Arizona, at Arizona University. So he bought some stuff for his son and himself. And just had a short conversation with him. I understand. There's a reason he's coming to Cooperstown in the winter. He doesn't really want to be bothered, so I didn't want to be too pressing with anything. But I shook his hand and congratulated him. Wished him best of luck, and he's not. We have a flag man in our dressing room that the Hall of Famers or any big name players that do come in, they'll sign that. So he signed the board for us.
Very cool.
It was really cool to meet him. Somebody that I didn't think I'd be meeting ever in my life. And then he just walked in the door. So, very cool.
It's funny because I've got a friend, Skylar Borman, who played with the Baseballisms guys at U of O with their club team. And I worked with Skylar for a number of years with the McMinnville Parks and Rec. And, we're always chatting about the Baseballism guys and stuff. And, it never gets old. And with me doing my show and working in minor league baseball, I've come across a lot of people, your Randy Johnsons and stuff like that. And,
sure.
I remember my first year working in minor league ball, Brett Butler was the manager. And I can remember calling him on the phone and talking to him. And, I was like, oh my gosh, you're Brett Butler. I grew up a big fan. Okay, rule number one, treat me like the rest of the guys. And so, and it's funny because, you really got to check yourself because, it's Randy Johnson, the baseball player, but He's in there shopping, and at that point, he's not Randy Johnson, the baseball player, anymore. He's Randy Johnson, the customer, and you want to give him the respect, but still, you're still kind of really excited.
Sure, so absolutely. Yep, absolutely. One thing that is really neat about the guys that do come into the Cooperstown store and then find the board is that, like I said, there's all those little leaguers that then come into the store over the summer, and we'll show them that board. They see it and they notice, and those are guys they dream about growing up to be someday. So it's really cool that those players, all they got to do is walk in, buy a shirt, sign the board, and just them doing that, and they can really motivate and help drive real young ball players to keep the dream alive. They think it's real cool to see that stuff, and it makes it really neat. So
now, have you taken part in the Omaha when you guys moved to Omaha there for the couple of weeks?
I personally wasn't there. I was real busy in Cooperstown, gearing up for the summer. So the owners of the company, I believe it was 2 or 3 of them they were in Omaha for that for a few days during the College World Series. So I wasn't there. But I know that we had a really good week, and I'll likely be there this year, so I'll get to experience that soon. That's
got to be quite the experience, because I've noticed the thing with baseball, the Baseballisms guys is they don't do anything. They do top notch, and so their temporary store is pretty dang sweet. And I remember
absolutely.
hearing things about it and stuff like that, and them tell me about it. They got to make a killing. All those college baseball players, they're doing a service is the way I look at it. They're making money and earning a living, but their product actually means something. And on the flag guy. So on the flag guy, there is a number. If you could see, Brian, that there is a number on his leg, the number 38. Do you know anything? Do you know about the number 38 on the flag man?
Yeah, so the number 38 on the flag man was a past teammate of theirs. He passed away years ago. So they just, and that was his number. So they just want to pay tribute to him by, putting a 38 on the sock of the flagman. It's a real neat gesture. So you can tell. I mean, just like any other team, they love their, when you play a college ball with guys, you kind of become like brothers.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's something they decided to do for him, and it's a cool thing for sure.
So when is the Scottsdale store going to open up?
The Scottsdale store, we're planning on opening up for pitchers and catchers, and that'll take place in the beginning of February. So that's kind of the target date. We'll be open for that, and it'll be a busy spring because that's when it gets busy there. So
it's
a lot
busy.
of ball players, a lot of fans. Yep, it'll be a good time.
All the time in Scottsdale. I mean, you're going to have spring training, extended spring, and then of course you've got the the Arizona summer leagues going on, and it's busy. It's always busy down there, and so that's pretty cool. And now there's also talk of Japan down the line.
There's been whispers of it for sure. It's something. Right now we're real focused on Scottsdale because it's the next big thing for us. But we're really open to anything. Like I said, any place that is considered a baseball mecca, that's something we're interested in. So,
all right. So growing up, who were your favorite players, and who did you follow growing up as a kid?
I grew up in Ohio, about south of Cleveland. So I'm a big Indians fan. I love the Cleveland Indians. It's kind of a rough life because I haven't seen much winning between them or any of my other Cleveland teams, but Omar Vizquel was always my favorite player as a kid. I was a middle infielder, and obviously he was a phenomenal one. So Omar was my favorite player. I liked them all, but he was definitely my favorite.
And so they've actually done pretty well during the off season. I think they're going to be strong in that American League Central this year.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. They got some good young talent, and they made a couple moves, not huge moves, but hopefully, just a couple moves that'll help them get a little bit better. So we'll see. I'm optimistic. I always am.
So now let's talk a little bit about music. So I always ask, like a walk-up song. So if you had a walk-up song, what would it be?
Oh, let's see. I got to remember my old walk-up songs when I played. Let's see. I always liked Eminem.
Okay.
So, that was always an option for a walk-up song, any of his. Down and Out by Tantric. It's kind of an odd one. I stole it from Eva Longoria, though. That one, I forget if that was my junior or senior year, but of college. But I remember that was one. Yeah, it was Down and Out by Tantric, I believe. Stole it from Longoria himself. So.
All right, that's fair enough. So do you have, out of all the stuff that Baseballisms has, do you have a favorite product? Do you have a favorite shirt?
Oh, man. Personally, my favorite shirt is an older one. It's the Blueprint shirt. So it's a black T-shirt, and in white it has like the blueprint of a baseball diamond. That's my personal favorite. The public's favorite is definitely the 6432 shirt.
Yes.
Absolutely, by far most popular. We've got a lot of good ones, but that's our grand slam right there.
Yeah, that one is a pretty good one. I like the Flag Man. I like the simple Flag Man, and of course the Baseball America Apple Pie one's pretty good, but I get all excited when you guys come out with new stuff, and it's wow, especially like the hats.
Sure.
Especially the hats. You guys have some fabulous hats coming out, and you guys do a good job. So
yeah, lately we're kind of stepping our hat game up. So there's been some good hats to come out, and like you said, you look forward to things coming out. We usually we always do. It's about 4 new products a month is what we'll release. So.
All right. So
yep, so every month you can look forward to 4.
What kind of specials do you guys have going on right now?
Right now, for the Christmas season, we'll have some stuff coming up. But actually, to be honest with you, I haven't really spoken with the guys about the online sales that are coming up. But
okay.
I do know that we'll do a Christmas sale as usual.
Check them out, baseballisms.com. They have some great stuff. Best of all, they're great guys, and they put out a good quality product, and I think you guys are doing baseball well.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. We just try and reflect, everybody on the team. We have a passion for baseball, so we want our brand to reflect that, and we do our best to reflect that in all of our products and in all of our stores. So, yeah, check us out, baseballism.com. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well.
Yep. And once again, thank you for supporting the show. You guys have pretty much been there since day one for us. Always proud to wear your stuff. We're pretty much for every show that we have. Thanks for the support, and we will continue to support you guys as well. And so,
all right, yes. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Once again, Ben Atkinson, soon-to-be manager of the brand-new Scottsdale location. Hey, baseball's just a couple months around the corner. You guys are going to make a killing down there in Scottsdale. Scottsdale is an awesome, awesome place.
Yep, we're going to do our best. It'll be a lot of fun for sure.
All right, well, thank you for coming on the show, and go Purple Raiders, and have a Merry Christmas.
All right, yes, Merry Christmas to you. Thanks, Norm.
All right, thanks, Ben. All right, once again, Ben Atkinson from Baseballism, baseballisms.com. Check them out. Brian, man, you've seen the product that they send to us. They do a really good job with the product and coming up with some new stuff. And, it can't be easy, coming up with new stuff all the time. For them to come up with like four products a month.
It's impressive, The stuff is cool, though. You see people wearing it, and it's always something new. You never see the same shirt over and over.
Right. And so once again, we are proud to have Baseballism as a sponsor. Check them out, baseballisms.com. Great guys. Baseballisms.com. There we go. The Flag Man. We are also sponsored by BaseballDudes.com. To be the best, you must train like the best. Chris Gazelle up there in Vancouver, Washington. Base by Pros, Building and Athletes, Sports Education, Mitch Canham, who is now the manager of the Clinton Lumber Kings. How do you like that?
It's awesome. It's great stuff. Great that he's able to do that and continue on.
He's going to be a good manager.
Yeah.
He's going to be a good one. Also sponsored by his dad with MDM Designs. He does our Clubhouse Chatter shirts. Check him out, MDM Designs. Hey, we stream live pretty much every Tuesday at yamhilltoday.com. And you're looking to sponsor the show, normbo18@gmail.com. Let's chat about it. We're on Clubhouse. We're on Twitter, Clubhouse Chatter 1T. On Facebook, on YouTube. We're also on MajorLeagueBaseball.com blogs. Starting to get a little love on there again. And so you don't want to miss second part of the show coming up at 5:30. We have Frank the Flake Peters, manager of the Portland Managers in the famed Netflix series, The Battered Bastards of Baseball. Hey, it's going to be story time with Uncle Frank. You're going to want to catch this. I'm Norm, that's Brian. We'll be back. Thank you.